Do you ever find yourself making excuses for not getting things done? Do you sometimes neglect taking responsibility for the events and circumstances in your own life? Or even avoid doing the things you know you should be doing? Have you ever tried to explain away why you didn't, couldn't, shouldn't, or simply wouldn't do something? Well, listen, these are all subtle signs that indicate you're living a life full of excuses, which are preventing you living a life to your full potential. Thanks for taking some time out watching this short video of how to get rid of excuses once and for all. My name is Damian Smyth. I am a business coach, keynote speaker, best-selling author, and I help business owners and entrepreneurs bring their value into the world, but I also help anyone with their thinking. So I can help couples to have better relationships, athletes to perform better. I help writers to get their books written, people to lose weight. In fact, anything where there is thinking involved, I can help because I am a mindset expert. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get on with this short video and identify some of those pesky excuses and how to get rid of them. So what are excuses really? Well, the excuses we make are actually a rationalization we make to ourselves. These are, however, totally invented reasons which we create to defend our lack of action or our behaviours, to neglect taking a particular kind of action, or simply as a means of negating responsibility for doing whatever it is. Excuses are, in essence, a means of placing blame for our own internal thinking, our own internal problems on some sort of external condition. But why do we make excuses? Well, everyone's got a different reason for making them, but when it really boils down to it, we make them mainly due to fear. Whether it's fear of failure, of making mistakes, the embarrassment as a result, or even rejection. It could be fear of success, fear of change or uncertainty, or even fear of wanting to take responsibility for our own actions. It could even be a perceived lack of confidence in ourselves or our resources. But fear can hold you back. In your business, in your career, in your relationships, and in achieving whatever dreams you desire. So I want to take a look at each one and see if we can shift some of these limiting beliefs. What if I fail? This is one of the top fears in the world. Many people won't try something new unless they're confident they can succeed at it first. But failure is actually a normal part of life, and learning from failure can help, and it is actually crucial to eventual success. Because unless you fail, you probably won't be trying. I call failure the rumble strips at the side of the road. If you're not feeling it, you're not moving forward. So I'm guessing you can talk and I'm guessing you can walk, and in which case you probably failed pretty dismally at this first, second or third time around. And yet here you are, successful at both. It's because of your failure that you've got to where you are. So you need to get over this fear pretty darn quickly, because this is where the real action actually is. What if I'm rejected? Well, look, it's usual for people to avoid entering into something like a new relationship or trying to meet new people because of their fear of rejection. But what about someone trying to create something new for the first time for maybe their tribe or their customers and not wanting to do it because of fear of rejection from them? I mean, even married people often avoid approaching a long-term spouse to ask for something because they've got a fear that person will say no. So it doesn't matter how long you've known someone, we still all like to be accepted and loved. If, for instance, you've got a fear of your boss declining your request for a raise, or a fear that the attractive person at the party won't go on a date with you, whatever your thoughts are telling you, don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Do it anyway. And here's why. Firstly, because your thoughts don't have any power over you, and it's something I get my clients to understand through understanding how their thinking works. Secondly, it's because it's already not happening for you. So why not give it at least a chance and have a go? Because, do you know what? Life's actually too short. But I'm afraid of change and uncertainty. The fear of uncertainty often prevents people from trying something different, but they often think, what if I don't like it? And this fear can prevent them from trying new things or doing something that's different from the way they've always done it. The problem is, genuine freedom means breaking free from the security of the known into the limitless mystery of the unknown. Because you know what? You already know what there is to know about the known. The real juice in life comes from what we don't already know. We live in a rapidly changing world and many people fear change. I mean, just look at the US at the moment. And as a result, they resist it. The fear of change causes some people to become stagnant, so they miss out on lots of really amazing opportunities in life. Please don't be one of them. Oh, and another thing, if you really want to step up, you need to learn to love to be uncomfortable, because this is how you'll learn to be comfortable absolutely everywhere. I'm scared of being embarrassed and judged. People who worry that they'll be judged negatively by others really shy away from opportunities or chances to do new things, and they like this as an excuse. People who adopt this fear often exaggerate how others will perceive them, and they underestimate their own ability to tolerate not being well received. But here's the thing, people are going to judge you no matter what, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with you. It's all about what's going on in their own heads. So you can ignore it and get on with it and live a fulfilling life instead. But I'm not good enough. So this is one of the top fears many people share, and it's the one where you just feel you're not good enough and you're not living up to expectations. You can pass up opportunities for a promotion, for instance, or to create something different because you worry that it's going to be inadequate. And often people who do this or have this fear, this excuse, to overcompensate for their fears by trying to be a perfectionist. But they remain plagued by their thoughts, so they don't just measure up to other people's opinions. They don't like being judged, but this has got nothing to do with you and it's all about the other person. Because if you compare yourself to others, whether it's starting a new business, learning a new skill, you're always going to look at those who are much further down the road from you and expect your results to be similar to theirs as you are right now. But you haven't seen their struggles or the mistakes and the hundreds of little improvements they've made every single day, or you might even assume they never existed. But you see, you're actually comparing yourself to something that isn't a true reflection of reality. What about asking yourself the wrong questions? Sometimes people waste time and energy wondering, am I good enough? Am I attempting the impossible? Am I going to achieve it? Am I doing the right thing? But you see, these questions are really unhelpful and suck up all the energy and motivation out of you. Change this question to, how will I, instead? So, how will I make this happen? How will I start the first step? How will I get help with this, for instance? And spend your time and energy finding the answers to these questions. This is going to help you move closer to making it happen. What if you're someone who waits for other people's permission? Well, look, if you want those who care about you to approve what you're doing, you can sometimes create a story about their approval, which means that you're on the right path. But of course, you don't want to disappoint them, so you might end up stuck or paralyzed by a flippant comment or an unenthusiastic reaction. But this is really where you need to trust your gut and your instinct and your heart. And another excuse here is waiting for the right time. You know, you might be putting something off because it's not the right time yet. You just need to make a few more improvements, get a bit more experience, learn a few more skills, or wait for the economy or the weather to improve. But this is just your mind playing delaying tactic tricks and winning the game. The right time is right now. Only by starting anything will you discover what else needs to be done or improve going forward.